The Storm, playing all the hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Commercial-free music, The Storm.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? This is Mr. LG, and you are listening to The Drive Home with Matt Burton.
Now, here comes the music.
What time is it? It's party time.
Finally!
Here we go.
You're listening to The Drive Home with Matt Burton. I'm your host, Matt Burton, and today, topic of the day, it's kind of a weird one. It is the worst things you could hear in a beauty salon. So today, confessions of a beauty salon, and I know that stylists are like priests in a way, where you have this code where you can't tell things about what happens in a beauty salon. So today we're breaking that, but we're not going to say names of who said it. So we're not going to throw people under the bus, but we are going to just talk to a couple stylists. Which I know I got corrected. They're no longer beauticians. They're stylists now. So we're going to talk to a couple stylists. And we got Bianca. Bianca, you're live right here on The Drive Home with Matt Burton. Welcome.
Wow, thank you so much for having me.
There you go. Well, we thank you for coming in. And so today we're talking about the worst things. Now, obviously, you're a stylist. So the worst things you have heard in the beauty salon.
One of the worst things I've heard. I mean, it's kind of a combination of, like, worst things I've heard people actually say and then situations that we have to kind of encounter and then be quiet about.
Okay. All right. Ooh, juicy. So, okay. Well, all right. So what's the worst things you've ever heard?
The worst thing I've ever heard, I think, in the salon is, I don't know, I did one time have a woman telling me about how she wished that she could, like, kill her husband.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Seriously?
And she was talking about how she thought about, like, legitimately having him killed, but then decided that it wouldn't be the smartest idea. And was kind of listing these reasons as to why.
You've got to be kidding. Someone
No.
there. So it is true that women are constantly plotting to kill men off. That's true, right?
I mean, I don't know that we're constantly plotting. It might just be one of those things that happens when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and beauty salon. I don't know.
So
No,
okay. So the woman says just nonchalantly, like, you're sitting there. Okay. So let's take us back to the day. So you're sitting there doing her hair. How's your day? Oh, it's good. Da, da, da. How's the weather? Oh, it's sunny. Da, 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 da. By the way, I'm killing my husband. Is that
kind of.
how?
I mean, it really just kind of came out like that. I was like, so, are you married? I mean, these are obviously topics that come up.
Right.
You're doing someone's hair, and she's just like, yeah, but
oh, geez,
kind of talking about these problems that they had, and then just kind of like breaks down into, yeah, I kind of wish I could kill him. So
well,
really
let me ask you this: is the man dead? Is he dead? Did he make it?
I don't know if he's dead. Like that's the
We
funny
need to-
part. Like, I don't know if this man is alive or dead. I don't know if they're still married. I really don't know.
We need to maybe do a search on the poor soul to see if he is still if he made it past. So, well, let me ask you this: do you still perform services to this woman?
I do not. She was a guest that I had while I was still in beauty school.
You know what? I was getting ready to say that. Don't ever screw up her hair, because your life may be in danger. I mean, seriously, this is kind of like, oh. So, all right, well, let me ask you this. What's kind of the craziest thing someone has asked you to do to their hair?
Well, I mean, I really did have a woman who wanted me to continuously scrub her head in one spot, and she, like, moaned and screamed the whole time.
Moaned? Like in...
Yeah.
Like
it felt incredibly good, and she was very
gee.
loud, and this is supposed to be like a tranquil shampoo area. She's just like, yeah, keep doing it right there.
You were using Herbal Essence, weren't you?
No, I was not using Herbal Essence.
Because I know I've used Herbal Essence in the past, and it didn't. That is a false thing. Herbal Essence, what's the word I'm thinking of? False claim or whatever. Herbal Essence did nothing to me. Just like the Axe body spray did not attract all these women. false advertising.
You didn't have women swarming you at all?
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, because obviously I must have picked the wrong kind of something,
Yeah, it must have been a different scent that they used for the commercials.
That's right. All right. Well, Bianca, thank you, my dear, for coming on, and everybody, you're listening to Drive Home with Matt Burton.
People are dying every day from one of the few diseases in this world that cannot be cured, prevented, or even slowed down. Alzheimer's disease has affected over 5 million people in the United States and continues to be the 6th leading cause of death in America. The Alzheimer's Foundation needs volunteers like you to help fight for the cure to end Alzheimer's. If you would like more information on how you can help fight Alzheimer's, please log on to alz.org. Again, that's alz.org.
Yes, I know that's a taboo. I know a lot of beauty salons are like safe havens for a lot of people, but today we are taking down the veil, and we are going to hear from some, and I got in trouble today by the next guest. No longer are they called beauticians. They are called stylists. So we're bringing in Reese. Reese, come on in.
Hello.
How are you?
Great.
So, I was telling our listeners that today I got in a little bit of trouble with you because I called your craft beauticians. And I know that's like an old school term, but you guys are now called what?
Stylist.
Stylist. Okay. What about magicians? I would say, that people try to think y'all are magicians too.
No, we're not magicians. We try our best, but we're not.
I know one of our listeners said today, and I can't say her name, she has swore me to secrecy. She says, as an ex-beautician myself, so many people would come in and would always say, just make me look good. Our old saying was, I'm a beautician, not a magician. Of course, that's always under our breath, never said out loud. LOL. So I can't say her name, but she's also a good friend who is a stylist, beautician, a former. So Reese, tell us the craziest thing that you have heard as a stylist.
Well, we get all the time people bringing in, mostly women. They bring in photos of women wearing wigs, and they expect us to make their hair look like that.
So wigs.
Wigs, yes, like hair pieces. Hair extensions.
So, like weave? Is weave and hair pieces the same thing? I don't know.
A hair piece is like a wig, and a weave is a hair extension.
Okay. So they want to look like someone they're not. Then.
Absolutely, and they have only like 2 hairs on their head, literally.
2 hairs.
2 hairs.
So all right. So they all right. So now, what's the craziest thing you have heard? Because obviously, the last guest. Said, and I about lost it right here on the air. They said that everything was going good. How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to kill my husband. I was like, you've got to be kidding here. I mean, really. So what's your crazy story that you've got? Something you've heard crazy.
I had a guest, and she was about 76, and she looked like she was about 56. I mean, she was really good for her age. She had a lot of plastic surgery. She was telling us how to get dates. Me and my friends that work. Yeah.
So a love connection at the beauty salon.
Absolutely. She was telling us all these crazy things, what to do on dates.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny about that? I have a friend of mine whose cousin is a beautician, and the other day she was trying to get my friend a date. And was like showing pictures of all her stylist friends like it's a police lineup, trying to, like to hook a guy out. I was like, this is crazy. But anyway, that was kind of funny. When you said that about dating, that's kind of funny. But so this woman pretty much, you're saying, looked like death warmed over, but yet she was trying to give you guys or you gals beauty tips.
She was actually a very attractive woman, but she was 76. Like, she was really, really old.
Well, you know what, though? She's probably been around the block or two, I mean, she's probably... Oh, man. So, all right, so what's so beside the weave, is there any other crazy requests you've heard?
I have really crazy crazy requests, more so just ridiculous guests. I had one.
We have the same thing. Sometimes we have some ridiculous guests, so we understand.
Yes, I had one. I was washing her hair at the bowl, and I grabbed a towel so she could put it over her face because I was fairly new at it. I was in school when this happened. And she grabbed a towel and she folded it into like the male anatomy.
Oh.
My director saw it and I got in trouble for it. For my guest.
So your guest was trying to ruin your image by folding a towel in the shape of the male anatomy.
Absolutely. She thought it was hilarious. And most of my friends did too who saw it.
Well, I would be lying if I didn't think it was hilarious too. But anyway. Well, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So it seems like, stylists have always had this reputation of being like a counselor, a go-to woman who,
oh, yeah.
And I can only imagine if a stylist ever becomes stricken with Alzheimer's, the stories and secrets and scandals would come out. Everyone better watch out if their stylist ever gets Alzheimer's.
I have about 6 women who are seeing the same guy, and the guy's actually dating one of my friends.
Oh, you got to be kidding. So there's scandals.
Yes, plenty of them. I
Goodness.
mean, I don't know anything. I'm all ears, but...
Ooh, juicy. No, I'm kidding. So, man, that's amazing. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I need to go do hair because I love hearing good, juicy stories.
Fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah. All right, Reese, thank you so much. Give us 1 second. We'll be right back.
Tired of running? Can't sleep at night? Are you in fear for your life? You don't deserve this, nor do you have to deal with it. Every 9 seconds in the United States, a woman is assaulted or beaten. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, take action. Call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233.
Other stations try to catch up to this mustard, but they don't got the sauce. Laugh till it hurts. You're listening to The Storm.
And we're back, Charlotte. You're listening to The Storm, The Drive Home with Matt Burden. I'm your host, Matt Burden. 75 degrees in Charlotte at 6 o'clock. Looking pretty good, looking sunny. So low tonight's going to be around in the 50s. So great golfing weather, great boat weather. So get out there. So today's topic has been a very interesting one, to say the least. We have heard some absolutely ridiculous stories. So the day's topic, confessions of a beauty salon. We've been talking to stylists. We haven't had any customers that have said anything bad about their stylist. I wish we had someone that could say something bad about their stylist, but nobody is afraid. Nobody wants to attack that monster because, you don't ever make your stylist mad. But we have Lori. Lori, come on in as a stylist. Lori, welcome to the Drive Home.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. All I know is never mess with some of these women with scissors in their hand, I found out today.
That's exactly right.
So, your stylist is your best friend or your worst enemy, from what I hear.
Yes, it is.
So today we have heard, and let's see if you can top this. We have heard everything from, all kinds of crazy requests. So far, the one that tops is the lady that planned her husband's murder.
I don't know if I could top that.
That is like, are you serious? That's one of those what moments? So, all right, Lori, what is your craziest moment in the beauty salon?
Well, I had a gentleman come in the other day, and he starts taking his shirt off, and he has a wife beater underneath it. And says, can he open his beer? He brings in his beer and everything in my chair.
Oh.
I'm like, no.
All right. Well, let me correct you there. Is the salon, are you guys not accepting of beer?
Not at that salon, no.
But let me ask you this. I've been in salons where they said, Mr. Burton, would you like a glass of wine?
Right.
So what's the difference? I mean, is there?
Well, this would have to be at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you at least want to wait at 12:01. You know, you can't.
Right.
You at least you know what? It's not even right to do it 12. It's got to be 12:01. So, man, that's just man.
His thing was he just got off a night shift and everything, which I understand, but I'm like, no.
Well, I could see that. I could see that.
But when he first came in and starts stripping, and I'm like, oh, Lord, what we have here.
Okay, so, all right, so going back. He goes back and he starts stripping.
Uh-huh.
His wife beater.
Yeah.
Ask you for a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
And then says...
Which he brought in.
Oh, okay. And let me ask you this: was his name Joe Dirt by chance? I mean, did he have a mullet? Jeez, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. So a wife beater. Okay, so what else kind of stories you got?
And I have a lot of customers coming in, maybe has 3 hairs on their head and wanting a full color of these crazy colors. That people get in the purples and blues and stuff. I'm like, you got like 3 hairs on your head.
Well, now in that poor soul's defense, my father, and I hope he's not listening right now. My father, before my mother passed, had this little comb over thing going on.
Right.
He went to a company that starts with Great, and I'm not going to say the rest. Great. Blank. And he said, I want a trim. Well, my dad had these couple, I think it was like 3 little strands of hair that he would try to come over like it was his, last bit of hope for that. And my mom was still living, and she never would let him cut his hair, like shave it, just shave it. Mom would never let him do that. Well, one day he went to Great, fill in the rest, and they shaved it. My mom, you would think someone slapped her in the face, disrespected our family when they cut my dad's little bit of 3 hairs off his head. That was the last little bit that I guess he was holding on to. So kind of really funny there. But yeah, so all right, so you said you've had Joe Dirt, somebody wanted to keep your couple of strands of hair. And what else?
I had one pregnant lady almost. I had to stop and do half her head because she was in labor.
What? No.
Yeah.
No. No.
We had to stop her stuff, and because her water had broke, and I had to stop what I was doing, and we'll get to a point where I can stop. To get her going.
So I mean, what would happen if she was like having her hair colored and she was like would she go to the hospital? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm really trying to figure this out.
Well, she was under the dryer and we're just doing a little bit of highlighting and everything. Yeah, her water had broke, and I'm like, right there in your chair. Right there in the chair.
How do you clean that up? Because that looks like stuff off of Ghostbusters, that slime stuff. That would be just, ugh. That's just
we just we have our gloves on and everything.
Did you throw, just, in cases like that, you just throw the whole freaking chair out. You don't, just get a new chair. Write the son of a gun off. Do not, seriously.
You put your hazmat suits on.
What was the name of your salon? Can you tell us that? What was the name of your salon?
Shearling Salon.
Okay, that baby better be named Shearling somewhere. Shearling, yeah, that baby better, or at least a plaque. Y'all should have put a plaque up there. Like as the official baby of Shearling Salon. So, all right, so Lori, how long have you been doing hair?
Off and on for 20 years.
20 years. So I'm sure you have seen all kinds of crazy things. This is absolutely just something. So anyway, you're listening to The Storm right here, 89.3 The Storm.
Beep, 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 yeah.
I cannot get over a baby being born. All right, Joe Dirt. We've had Joe Dirt, a murder plan, and now a baby being born right here in the beauty salon. So it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, you're listening to The Storm.
Hello.
One of the few times that we are aware of movement is when it suddenly stops. Multiple sclerosis stops people from moving. We are here to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. MS affects over 2.8 million Americans and many people around the world feeling the impact every day. I personally have family that suffers from multiple sclerosis, so I know the pain firsthand. With help from people like you, the National MS Society addresses the challenges of every person and every family whose life has been affected by this horrible disease. The MS Society helps them stay connected to this great big moving world. Join me, Matt Burden, and support the National MS Society. To make a donation or to get more information, visit nationalmssociety.org today. Together, we will find a cure and crush MS forever.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now, back to our show.
And we're back. You're listening to The Storm right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm your host, Matt Burden, with the Drive Home with Matt Burden. Looks like it's about 75 degrees right here in Charlotte. 6:25. We're getting ready to end the show. We hate to say it, but time to go. So anyway, topic of the day, and it's been hilarious. We've had a woman have labor in the girl's chair. We've had a woman plot her husband's death in her chair. Another one was a man that favored Joe Dirt, stripped in the salon and wanted a beer. So we have another guest. Come on in.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. For security purposes, we're changing your name to...
Leslie.
Leslie is here with us
Yes.
today. Leslie, how long have you been performing hair services?
For about 8 years now.
8 years. Amazing. All right, quickly, tell us your crazy story.
So I have a guest that used to come and see me regularly to get cut and color services done.
Okay.
And I finally, at one point, found out this woman's age was 75
Okay.
because she came in on her birthday. And I couldn't believe she was 75. But then the next time that I had seen her, she started talking to me about some really crazy personal things. She was giving me tips on what to do with a man, and she was getting really detailed about men's anatomy, and it was just crazy.
What is it with the, this is the second time during the show.
I guess.
What is wrong with these, like Granny's Gone Wild at the hair salon or something?
I found
Seriously.
out, I guess she was a little bit more on the perverted side than I would have thought, but now I just feel like I can never look at her the same.
So telling you, and Leslie, you are how old or how young are you?
26.
26. Okay.
Yeah.
And Granny is 75.
75, yeah.
Okay. And she feels that you need education of what to do with a gentleman? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and on top of that, I had to hear about some of her past experiences.
Oh, geez.
Some things that I didn't necessarily want to know
Hopefully
about.
like 50 years ago experiences, not like, the
I
other
don't
night,
know.
me and Big Jim was putting on Aspercream, and he rubbed my shoulder a certain way, and it went from the.
Right.
Come on. Seriously.
Right.
Oh,
I was
gee.
kind of trying to tune her out after so long because I just wanted to get through her hair service and not really hear anything else she was saying. It got pretty detailed. It was enough for me.
Oh, nothing like the smell of Aspercream and the twinkle in her eye.
Right.
Oh, geez. Well, Leslie, my dear, thank you. That seals the deal that all women are perverted. Or no, I'm sorry. All old women.
You get more perverted with age, so we'll see. It hasn't hit me yet, so we'll see.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We've enjoyed. Thank you to all the stylists that have called in. You have made my day. This is funny. And, just everyone, we hope that all these stylists calls in does not get Alzheimer's, because your scandal will be told. So thank you for listening. Your mama don't dance, your daddy don't rock and roll, coming up on The Storm.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now?